Holy moly, do we have an exciting Saturday in Tesla Stocklandia. Yeah, we have a lot of big news to go over that is very important for you to know as we start Monday. The only thing that I ask is you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because it's free 99 and costs you absolutely nothing. But with that said, let's get into it. Elon Musk yesterday liked Sawyer Merritt's post about essentially pointing out how full self-driving is no longer being called beta, but is being called supervised full self-driving. And this is really a hint towards Elon confirming FSD is no longer in beta mode. Holmar's Catalog wrote this post that says, I don't think anyone, even Elon Musk, can imagine how big Tesla is truly going to be. I have a few rideshare rides on FSD beta 12.3.1 again tonight. Not only could it do the entire drives on its own, it can already do it more smoothly and comfortably than I can. It's already a more comfortable experience for the passenger, and this is the shitty version with basic things like flashing red lights still not handled. Imagine when this architecture actually becomes mature. Buckle up, this year is going to be fun. Elon Musk commented on this post and says a lot of work between here and there, but it can be done. Keep in mind, Elon Musk has a lawyer that has to go over all of his tweets, replies, and comments, so he's not able to speak, I think, openly and freely as Elon normally would. Say you met him for dinner or you were hanging out with him. I think he would say a lot more quote-unquote bullish things about Tesla, and specifically Tesla's AI. Elon Musk says he can relate to NVIDIA's CEO because NVIDIA also had a massive stock drawdown like Tesla. And Elon Musk responds and says, I know this feeling. And I think he's currently experiencing that. Imagine how Elon must feel right now seeing the markets going gangbusters for anything related to AI, or even if companies say AI on the earnings call, that seems to benefit them. At the same time, Tesla has been for years, but more so recently, developing real-world, practical, scalable AI. FSD has made great improvements in just the last couple of months. The markets could care less. Like, Tesla is doing the right things. They should be starting to get favored by the markets, but they haven't yet. The big question is, does profitability start to rebound, and does Tesla take the approach of focusing more on profitability instead of growing unit volumes? I think we're already there, and I think that is what the Tesla team is going to tell us on the earnings call. If I'm correct, mix profitability or increase profitability with the markets realizing Tesla's AI is drastically improving, and I think you could be in for a very exciting next couple of months. But there's always that chance that we have another disaster earnings and Tesla says that they will cut prices again. Elon Musk also said yesterday, most people still have no idea how crushingly good Tesla's FSD will get. It will be superhuman to such a degree that it will seem strange in the future that humans drove cars, even while exhausted and drunk. Cars will take you where you want automatically, just like getting in an elevator and pressing a button, something that also used to be manual. I mean, if you're not bullish on Tesla stock, then I don't know what is, I don't want to say wrong with you, because I get it. There's reasons to kind of be a little on the conservative side in 2024, especially if Tesla does not commit to profitability. And we don't know that. That's an open-ended question. I think they're going to, and I think they're going to say that on the next earnings call. But if you're not long-term bullish on Tesla, something's got to be wrong with you at this point. Seeing what FSD is doing, the change to the neural network and no more code is opening up the floodgates of possibility for Tesla, and inevitably the ride-hailing network is coming, and that is going to boost Tesla's profitability in ways that I don't think anyone can really imagine. Tesla also announced on their X account yesterday they produced their 6 millionth car. At the end of 2023, Tesla had produced 5,000,000 575,327 cars. That means that Tesla produced at least 424,673 cars in Q1 through yesterday when this picture was taken. Likely in the morning, assuming Tesla produced another 4,000 to 5,000 cars over the last 2 days, and the normal difference between Q1 production and deliveries is 3.3%. Gary Black is now estimating around 415,000 deliveries in Q1. But I think it could be important to point out that Giga Berlin was sabotaged for 2 weeks. So maybe some inventory got run down there. So maybe some of the vehicles that had already been produced during that time period started to get sold. So it is possible Tesla sold more vehicles than what was actually produced. Now, I'll just be honest with you at this point. I think the markets are conditioned for 415,000, 420,000. I don't think that really matters all too much. Tesla's stock is down almost 30% year to date. You've priced in a bad Q1 delivery number. And I think that's obvious. If Tesla's stock sells off on April 2nd, based on the delivery number, as long as it's not like sub 400,000, then I will be very surprised. Tesla's FSD V12.3 one-month trial has officially expanded to Canada, and next will likely be Europe and Asia. A lot of people in Europe have been waiting for FSD to actually be applicable in the country. People in Europe have been able to buy FSD since basically day one, but you can't really use it yet because of regulation, and we reported on this a couple of weeks ago, but Tesla is nearing the point of passing the regulatory hurdle to allow FSD to enter into really the entire continent. Rohan Patel on X says, please encourage your friends and family who may have a Tesla to try this free 30-day trial of FSD. The progress being made by Tesla AI is, quote, mind-blowing, as Martin Visha is fond of saying. And Martin Visha is the head of investor relations at Tesla. He says, yes, I think you'll buy or subscribe after the trial. But even for those who don't, it's inspiring to just experience the foundational AI progress. So judging by what Rowan just said, I think Tesla's expecting quite a few people to subscribe to the subscription of $199 a month for FSD, which, you know, if it can truly drive you everywhere with minimal interventions ever, that's a pretty dang steal of a deal in my personal opinion. Or just outright buy FSD. Tesla's expectation is a lot of people are going to do so, and I think they're probably right. And this is another point that could help really boost Tesla's profitability and create that subscription, that software as a service business model for Tesla that the markets, they love that. Eisenberg on X gives another Tesla chart update. He says Tesla trades pretty well based on technicals. It looks like yet again another bear flag has formed recently, and that support line breaches, we could be entering the 150s. Keep in mind, so many people are eyeing that 144 gap fill that is taking forever to fill. Self-fulfilling prophecy? Perhaps. If it does break down, it should get the daily RSI to oversold levels, which I will be a short-term buyer there for a bounce trade. Historically, when that RSI goes super oversold, it leads to bounces each time. To negate this chart and pretty much lose to pretty much most of this bearishness, Tesla needs to create a higher low and a higher high. So a higher high would be basically Tesla breaking out above 205 or so. Technically, you could say about 185, and maybe you'd make a higher high at this point since Tesla has started to fall recently. But the technicals do support maybe a breakdown to the downside, although, you know, if you're betting on that via delivery numbers, I think the market's a price that in. I think if we get earnings and Tesla says they will potentially cut prices again, that's how you get the breakdown in Tesla from here. Let's be honest, everyone is expecting Tesla to miss on deliveries, and that's just not going to be a huge shocker for anyone. And I mean, a good reason why I think Tesla's going to focus more on profitability and tell us that on the earnings is just take a look at what Tesla recently did. Tesla raised the price of the Model Y by about 5,000 won in China on April 1st. That's about $1,000 US. The Model Y prices are set to rise on $1,000 in the US on April 1st, and the Model Y was already raised by 2,000 euros in parts of Europe already on March 22nd. So Tesla has actually raised prices in 2024. This is not going to be reflected much in Q1 earnings, but that's the beautiful thing. The markets care about what's coming next, not about what already happened. So if the markets perceive that Tesla's margins will improve, no more price cuts, thus higher profitability going ahead, that is a recipe for Tesla stock to potentially run big time to the upside. Not to mention, if we get the Tesla team talking about the eventual rollout of the robotaxi network, which for a long time now has been a concept theory project for Tesla, and hedge funds and institutions, they haven't been able to model this at all besides Cathie Wood, and we can see where her price target is, about $2,000 or so, still on Tesla stock, then I think people will start to bake that into valuation models. If Elon says 12 months from now we could be launching in select cities, that could be a big deal as well. Something that I'm not necessarily bagging on for Tesla's earnings. I think Tesla just focusing more on profitability is enough to get the stock moving in the upwards direction. But if they start to talk about FSD and a robotaxi launch, you could see some huge gains following Tesla's earnings, which are expected to come out on April 17th. And look at that, Tesla's free FSD trial has officially launched in Canada. Tesla's global inventory numbers for the Model Y falling a little bit from about 7,200 down to 6,600 today. Model 3 inventories going up a little bit by about 200 in the last couple of days. Model X and Model S inventories just continue to fall and be at very low levels. Model X at about 1,400, Model S at about 841. Tesla's Google Trends data is exploding higher, especially for the Cybertruck. Holy moly, it seems like people are actually starting to feast their eyes on this beautiful product. And these are not investors, these are people out in the real world. The Cybertruck just recently went from 35 to 41. The Cybertruck is now, for the first time ever organically, the most searched about Tesla product ever. That's exciting, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next video. But the Model Y going from 35 to 37, the Model 3 going from 37 to 38, the Model X staying at about 11, and the Model S going from 11 to 13. I think you could be starting to see a halo effect of the Tesla brand based on the Cybertruck, but this is very early innings. And Tesla continues to run about 4,000 different ads via Google. Sentiment today on StockTwits is actually better than it was yesterday. Yesterday you were at 46, which was neutral. Today you're at 47, which is neutral. And that's surprising because it seems like a lot of the bears come out over the weekend. Message volume today, slightly lower than yesterday. Yesterday was at 50, which was normal. Today you're at 49, which is normal, but I mean, that's pretty good because normally on a Saturday, you see a big drop in message volume. Not exactly happening today. Participation ratio sitting at 55, which is basically where we have been for a while now. From hedge funds and institutions, Tesla has seen 4,102 orders, totaling $2.74 billion, with a positive order value of 61%. Tesla's stock remains one of the most heavily sold short stocks in the entire market, with 3.71% short interest of free float and $18.04 billion currently in short positions. I think it's only a matter of time before shorts start to feel the pain. On a technical basis, Tesla's RSI is sitting at 45.27, so you're not even at neutral, even though Tesla stock has bounced from 160 up to the higher point of about 184, 185 or so. Tesla stock never even got back to neutral. So just imagine how long it may take just to get bullish again on Tesla's overall RSI. Now, like Heisenberg said, you were in this bear flag channel here, and that's kind of what you do see happening again. Question is, do you start to break out? If you break out above this line, this last gap to fill, then odds are you can trade back into the low 200s. And if really you get above about 205, that's where things start to look much, much better for Tesla. So in fact, if Tesla does have good earnings like I expect, or not necessarily good earnings, but forecast higher profitability and a less of a focus on cutting prices to boost demand, thus holding margins, I think that could be the area we could be targeting for Tesla in the low 200s, maybe around 210, even in the day or so following earnings. Like you could see from this perspective, you could see a 20+% move in Tesla stock following earnings if I am correct. And again, a lot of that comes down to just how overly bearish people are and how negative the sentiment is in Tesla. I am a bottom feeder of quality companies. I love this. I love this market that Tesla is in right now because it dramatically raises the statistical odds that you will make money. As long as the business is high quality, as long as the business is not going down the poop chute and they can turn things around and there's a good chance of that, then this is the optimal situation you want to be in as a Tesla stock investor, being able to buy at low prices before you ultimately do get that upside reversal and that surprise to the bears. Let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. If you guys want to come trade with us, check out that link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your weekends, and I will see you in the next one.